All right, class, good morning. It's math lesson number 13. We're on page 80 in your books. We have three different objectives today. We're going to do a little multiplying, then we're going to do a little adding and subtracting. We're going to write a multiplication problem that is illustrated by an array. An array is just a picture, okay? An array. And then we're going to use multiplication to show repeated addition. And then we're going to add or subtract dollars and cents. And we're going to start our little chant, line up the decimal point. To add and subtract dollars and cents, you just got to remember, line up the decimal point. First things first, though, let's check out our first array here. This is an array. It's just some desks. These are the picture of some desks in my classroom. And there's a bunch of ways you can figure out how many desks we have in a classroom. First of all, you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 desks in my classroom. So we just counted them up. The next thing we do is we can say, hey, we got 4 desks in each one of these rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can have repeated addition. Whenever you have the same number you're adding over and over, it's called repeated addition. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 4 more is 12. 12 desks. Well, our second objective today was we're going to take repeat addition and make it into multiplication. So actually I have one group of 4, 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4. See them? One group of 4, 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4. And as long as it's the same number, I can take my 4 times the 3 groups. 4 times 3 equals 12. Now if you're looking in your book, they got the same example problem for you, except for they put a lot more desks in their row. They put 5 groups of 6 in the desks. And they could count them all up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, all the way to 30, or they could go 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, but that sounds like a lot of work. How about we just take 5 groups of 6 and equal 30 desks? Okay? Well, let's check it out in number 1. Example number 1 now. Now you have your power up. You flipped it over onto the back side. Example number 1 says 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. That's called repeated addition because it has the same number. So now you got to ask yourselves, how many 7s do I have? Well, count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So I got 4 groups of 7. So I'll take 7 times 4 groups. Now guys, if you're struggling with multiplication, you're still welcome to use your folders. If you check out your folders, you jump on the 4 line. You go down the 4 line until you get to the 7, and you can see that 4 times 7 equals 28. Okay? 4 times 7 is 28. Now the next examples are going to be for our third objective, which was to add and subtract money. And every time we want to add and subtract money, I want you to say, line up the decimal points. So let's go ahead and get example number 2 written in there. First we have 2 problems, example 2. Let's just do the first one first. We have $3.45. You see where that decimal point is very important. That on our next one, $6.23, we have right underneath it, and $0.50. $0.50. Okay? If they would have written 50 cents with a cent sign, we got to get rid of that cent sign, put a decimal point and a 0 and a dollar sign in front. Now, like I said earlier in the year, dollar signs and cent signs don't get along, so you can't have both. So get rid of the cent sign, put a dollar sign and a cent sign and a decimal point. Now we can add. Line up the decimal points. Is it in a straight line? Yes. 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 5 more is 11. 1 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 6 is 10. You must have the decimal point. Otherwise, say 1,018, but this is actually $10.18. Do I need a label? Yes, dollar sign. Now there was a B in that problem. I can't fit it in my box. I'm writing so big. So you put it in your box. I'll move it to the side. It's the same thing when we subtract decimal points. What are you going to say? Line up the decimal points. And you say, Mr. Bauer, it's already lined up for us. It's not that hard of a deal. But in a second, I'm going to show you Mr. Saxon tries to trick you with this. And so you got to say to yourself, line up the decimal points. Well, 0 minus 0 is 0. I can't take 8 candy bars away from 5 candy bars. So I'm going to cross out the 4, make it a 3. And now I have 15 minus 8 is 7. decimal point. 3 minus 3 is 0. And a lot of times we have a 0 in front, we say we don't need it. When you're talking about dollars and cents, you need it. Because listen how it says. $0.70. $0.70. So that was B for example 2. We're rolling today. Example number 3. It says the amount of money below represents the cost of 4 field trip souvenirs. Now here's where they try to trick you. It says $5. And it's written with a 5 and a dollar sign. Anytime we see that, we want to say line up the decimal point. Whoa, time out. There's no decimal point. This is where we're going to add it. So $5 can be written like that, or $5 can be written with a decimal point and 2 zeros. And so I always want to suggest you to write it with the 2 zeros. Mr. Saxon, you can't trick us. $8.75. The next one says $10. If I put it there, is that right? No, that's 10 cents. That's 10 cents. So the $10 sign, you need to add a decimal point. $10 are in front of it, and the 2 zeros are after it. And then the last one was 35 cents. $0 and 35 cents. Are my decimal points all lined up? Yes. Does $5 say $5? Yes. It doesn't say 5 cents. Does my $10 say $10? Yes. And now we add them. 5 plus 5 is 10. 0 down, 1 up. 3 plus 7 is 10 plus 1 more is 11. 1 up. 10 plus 8 is 18. Plus 5 is 23. Plus 1 more is $24.10. Did my decimal point line straight up? Yes, it lines straight up. $24.10. Now we got the same type of problem in example number 3, where we got the example number 4, pardon me. But it's a subtraction sign. It says Jenna bought $5 bill to school to pay for lunch. What amount will Jenna have left after paying for lunch at $3.25? So we have $5 minus $3.25. You notice what we had? We had $5 with no decimal point. So you have to add the decimal point and 2 zeros. Add the decimal point and 2 zeros. Now I've been trying to tell you the little trick. When we're talking about money, anytime you have 1 quarter take away from dollar, you're going to have 3 quarters left, right? The partner of 25 is 75. Let's borrow to see if I'm right. Cross out the 5, make it a 4. And I have a 10 here. Cross out the 10 and make it a 9. And I bring a 1 over. Now I have 10 minus 5 is 5. And 9 minus 2 is 7. Sure enough, the partner of 25 cents is 75 when you're taking it from a dollar. Bring down my decimal point. 4 minus 3 is 1. So after she bought herself lunch, she has $1.75 from her $5. Again, $5 can be written like that. Whenever we see it written like that, we're going to add a decimal point and 2 zeros. Whenever we see money written like this, we're going to add a decimal point and 2 zeros. Then we'll line up our decimal point to make sure that we have it subtracted correctly. All right, let's review. In our 5th box down here, let's do the A. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. This will be in your assignment. Let's say rewrite that as a multiplication problem. All right, well, how many 8s do we have? Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our multiplication problem would be 4 times 8, or 8 times 4. Either way works. 4 groups of 8 equals 32. Let's see if we can't fit B in there right away. 25 plus 25 plus 25. How many groups of 25 do I have? Count with me. 1, 2, 3. 25 times 3. Now if you can count by quarters, you may know that one. 25, 50, 75. Well, let's find out. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 down, 1 up. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. 75. And then we're going to take D and E over in this last box over here. D is an addition problem. $5.26 plus $8.92. And E is a subtraction problem. $3.27 minus $2.65. Remember our key. Line up the decimal point. Line up the decimal point. Let's add first. 6 plus 2 is 8. 9 plus 2 is 11. 1 down, 1 up. Bring my decimal point down. 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 1 more is 14. Do I need a dollar sign? You bet. $14.18. All right, let's take a look at our subtraction problem. 7 minus 5. Can we do that? Yes. Bigger numbers on top. 7 minus 5 is 2. Cross out the 3 and make it a 2. 12 minus 6 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. Dollar sign 62 cents. All right, guys. Quick review for today of our objectives. First of all, we're going to write a multiplication problem that is illustrated by an array. So if we have this picture one, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4 times the groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. And then we're going to take our repeated addition and we're going to change it into multiplication. When we got 9 times 4 groups, and then add and subtracting dollar cents. We always line up the decimal points. All right, guys, work hard.